Why is there segregation between women's and men's chess? Separate tournaments for women were introduced to promote and highlight women's achievements in a male-dominated field. It was intended to encourage more women to play chess and showcase their talent. There is a distinction between the two categories, open and women. The open category is inclusive for everyone, while the women category is exclusively for women. The purpose of having women-only competitions is to encourage greater female participation. Currently, the majority of participants in open chess tournaments are men, constituting around 90%. This gender imbalance might create an environment that is not very welcoming for women. Women-only tournaments address this issue, providing a more inclusive and supportive space. There is no men's chess. In competitive play, there are no categories where women are excluded. There is a category where men are excluded, as there is a women's-only division designed to foster interest in the male-dominated game. But anyone can play in the open division. While there have been women grandmasters, there are simply fewer women who get into chess, and even fewer who get into it competitively. From a smaller pool, you will naturally have fewer great players, so it can be harder to be competitive. While it is changing, as kids, guys are more likely to get into chess. If you get 1,000 kids into chess, one of them might be a grandmaster. Now this is a BS number, but say there's one woman in chess for every 10 men. That means you'll have 10 male grandmasters for every female grandmaster, and therefore you won't see women in chess as much. If you want people to get into a hobby, you need to show them that people like them can be successful too. A women's league gets more women into chess by showcasing more female players. One thing I didn't see brought up basic numbers of players. There is less women playing, so the skill level pool is smaller. You have 10,000 male players and 1,000 women playing. You will have smaller number of women playing at the highest levels. Less women will in tournaments. Less women seen equals less women wanting to play. The idea was to provide an environment in which women could compete at a high-profile level as all the experienced grandmasters were men, and so they dominated the field. In theory, the plan would be to merge the two ranking systems once the women's field is up to the same strength as the men's field. Same reason as all other women's sports exist: to encourage women to play and give them the opportunity to do so. There's no such thing as men's and women's chess. There are women's and open categories. The men's tournaments are open to anyone, but the top female player in the world, Yifan Hu, doesn't crack the top 100 in the open category. Bibisara Asabayeva is the 87th ranked junior in the world though. https ratings.fide.com/top.phtml. Whenever I see a question like this, I am reminded of the story my wife told me about being genuinely worried a man was going to beat her up because she beat him at Tekken. There is no men's chess. There are for everyone, and for women. While gender shouldn't be affecting the performance in chess, it does. And also to help intermediate and advanced women competitor to get into tournaments. They made tournaments for women. Can we ban this question, or at least refer the person asking to the many times this has been asked and answered before? Why are Americans so bad at soccer? Same reason. Smaller talent pool. The more people playing the game, the more likely the freaks of nature play it, and those freaks will always outcompete normal people. Less women overall play chess, meaning less chance that a woman freak picks up the game and dominates. Cup with straw, open mouth, smile, popcorn. I am just here to watch the mental gymnastics tournament. It makes women feel more comfortable. Chess has open and women's divisions. The women's division was created because, well, a large chunk of the men in chess turned out to be virulently misogynistic. The women's division was created to encourage more women to get into the game without having to deal with behavior from the male players that wouldn't be out of place in a Call of Duty chat. Because of sexual harassment. Sincerely, a girl who quit chess tournaments over it. Dudes are scared. It's a double standard and there's no sense trying to make sense of it if your aim is true egalitarianism. People don't want to be as equal as everyone claims. Since as soon as we do, we will separate ourselves into groups naturally. Sports is one of those areas for obvious physical reasons. But then it extends to endeavors of the mind in a similar way. It's gauche to mention performance gaps between groups. So we don't say that part out loud. And justify splitting people into groups in other ways via mostly mental gymnastics.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.